Great morning, everybody.
Yes, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, all of the above.
You say all of the above. Glad y'all are here. I'll be like, where are all the NFT people at?
Yeah,
Sometimes
it's been so quiet. Some places, like even on Twitter Spaces, you barely hear any noise. Some people still there, but it's a lot that's gone. So
there's
we
a lot
still
like
here.
this going.
It's just part of the roller coaster right now.
Yep, it is part of the roller coaster. But once again, well, first, I'm Tiala Kid. Glad that you all are with us today. And then Jessica, who are
Yes,
you?
I am Jessica Richardson, of course. Loving this, enjoying this NFT space. Been doing this for years now, and so love coming on and continue sharing the knowledge that we do have, and just excited, being here another day.
Every time I look at our intro video, I'll be like, wow, we own that stuff. It's like, who would have imagined that we had started investing in this craziness that everybody keeps saying, well, is it a scam? No, it's not a scam.
Right.
It's amazing. Like I said, every time I watch that video, I'm like, wow, we actually have been doing this for some time now.
That's
And
right.
and that's not even everything that we own. That's the crazy part. When you start thinking about it, like, wow, did we really buy that? Did we buy that? Yeah, we bought
Yes.
that.
Yeah, that's us.
That's us. So as you can tell, we are not going anywhere with this space. Like I don't see no reason to be going anywhere. I mean, unless the government come and say we get. But I still there's ways around everything. So I'm like, there is no reason for people to be scared of the space. You do need to be wise and educated. I will say that because that is like super important while you're in the space. It just matter, like I said, just getting educated and understanding what you're buying, and putting money out, and even the drops that are currently happening now. Because I mean, just I know even for us, sometimes we'll talk about different things that are dropping even today. That some of the things we're going to share with them today doesn't necessarily mean you need to go on and buy them. Some of them
That's
is
right.
you need to go watch and see what they might be doing, and then make a decision. But don't just go based off. Let's get on the record. We are not your financial advisors. So we are not your financial advisors. But do some research yourself when we're sharing with articles with you, or sharing different things. That's where you start getting better at finding your own projects to invest in. That's what we listen. We're trying to give you a shortcut, because
That's
just
right.
who do we have? Who do we have in
That's
place?
right. We had nobody. We just researching ourselves, watching engineers, watching specials, going to conferences, going through it, buying it, having to do deep in-depth thing about how technology is going to connect
Yeah.
some things. And so, like she said, it's very important that you get education, a good foundation, so no one can convince you not to be in this space, but for you to understand that you are definitely in this space while it is being built out. And so that can be very rewarding at sometimes, and sometimes it can be, like this. There's going to be bear markets no matter what in a lot of markets. And so, as you know, if you can go out and figure out the right projects to pick, the right teams to look at, the right communities, then it's very important. It will save you from a lot of headaches from just buying copy and paste projects. So, yeah, definitely important to educate yourself.
Not them copy and paste.
Yeah, a lot of them gone. You don't even see projects daily. You used to get like 5, 6, 10 projects a day coming out. Now it's crickets. You don't see much of nothing coming out. The ones that are already in the space building are building to be here and stay, and know that it's just part of the market and the cycle. And
Yeah.
so you can pick the right ones and know that, and they quietly work in the background. And once the market comes back, you'll see a lot of things start moving. And we don't know when the market comes back, so always invest in what you can afford to lose or what you can afford to try to wait on.
Yep. Very good point. All right. Let me start sharing the screen now, because we do have one of these a couple things to talk about today. I think I got it on right. So we Jessica, so far I think I've clicked all the right buttons. Madsy will be proud.
Yeah, it's good that you got it so far. We going.
Oh yeah, we're going and we actually live. So,
Oh yeah, so yeah, at least some people are fans of NASCAR, and so this is going to be an NFT that's coming out, and we know what NFTs connect a lot of people now. The artists with directly with their community or their fan base without having to go through advertising and other things, and you're getting direct contact with them. So if you are some fans, or if you know someone that's NASCAR fans of the Hall of Famer Tony Stewart, then you can go ahead and if you're interested in buying a collectible with the NFT. He is releasing the NFT. Is it the 23rd? Yep,
it's
today.
today. Started
It
launch.
started at 9.
Yep.
Yes,
Started at 9.
morning for us at 9 a.m. And so you can still see if any are available. But like I say, some people are NASCAR fans. People like different things, like basketball and everything else. So if you are interested in getting a digital collectible, you can attempt to go see if there still are some available on that market.
Yeah, and I did see some of these. And it to me, it's again, it's one of those scenarios as far as when you're looking at some of these projects. Again, it's not to go say to go buy. It's like you can literally go to OpenSea and look and see are any of these things being selling. Selling. Now, obviously, if they sell out fast, you're gonna miss it. Okay, no problem, you missed it. But when you start talking about spending about $5,000, I think there were 3 ETH. So ETH isn't. It's close to what? What was ETH? 15 or 17? I don't remember the price of ETH today. I haven't even really looked at the market. I think it was 16 something, 1642 or something. So, you just kind of look at that as far as what is it worth you putting that kind of capital? Now, if you're someone like Jessica said, if you're a NASCAR person and you're like, hey, you want to go on and do some of the experience and stuff that's going to come along with some of these NFTs that they're selling, then by all means, you go on and you invest that kind of money. If you're
Yeah.
someone like, what's that, Jessica?
Sorry, no. I was gonna say, yeah, they get the VIP access to that certain race. Also, it talks about right there. If you go back up, they'll get the VIP access to the TRC Nitro races in 2023 season. So depending on how much those costs are that you already pay for, it may be worth it for you. So it's we don't know the cost of the season tickets and stuff to those races right now, but of course, if you're a fan or someone that's interested in going to them, it may be worth it for the cost, depending on what those prices are. So yeah, do some more research
Look,
into it if you
our
are
sister
interested
would
in it.
know because remember our sister, she
Yeah,
always
she's
just go to race car. I'd be like, y'all going to race cars? Like, yeah, we're going to
that's
race cars.
right.
I'm like, you driving like hours to go to the race car too?
Yes, love the Nat. They love the
You
NASCAR. So
love
yeah,
going to race. Now, when
so
we
it
were
might be
younger, we
worth
used to go
someone
to
like
the
that.
to the one at the fairgrounds. Everybody you have ones at the fairground, all the races. You can be like, okay, that's great. But like you driving hours to go see, you're like, we going hours. I mean, they had their hair gear and everything. But
Yes.
hardcore people, like I said, if that's you, otherwise, like they do have the one that is a lower price too. If you wanted to come in and and participate with this particular drop, but again, like I said, just go over to their site and you can look and see as far as do some research. Again, don't just jump in because again, maybe you like it. That's great that you like it, but if nobody else likes it, you're never going to have anybody to sell this NFT to. So go on, check the price, and see how many of those items have been selling for that particular event. And then if you want, like I said, if you want to invest in it, definitely take some time and do some research on that. Especially right now, as we're saying, the market is kind of slower. There's not a ton out there. So again, it talks about 30. There's going to be 30 available of the ones that are 3 ETH. And then I think it was like 200 and something of the, I want to say 250, no, 500 of the other ones. So again, each one's going to have variation of what you're going to get included in the price for what you're paying. Okay. All right. That's good on that one. All right. Then the Power
Rangers
Rangers.
digital pop-up NFT collection announced. So as you can see, a lot of different people or different brands will be coming into the space. And now it's just going to be another one with Power Rangers. So some people, grew up on Power Rangers. I used to watch Power Rangers cards.
You used to watch
But yeah,
Power Rangers?
some
No,
kids. I used to even watch movies, Power Rangers. So I know some of y'all know about Power Rangers, depending on your age group. But yeah, still, you see different brands coming out. I know Mattel was doing some stuff, and so Power Rangers is coming out with what they're going to be doing. As you can see, some of the price are cost effective, and this is just more to also showing the side of the digital collectible of sites of the younger groups and generations that are still watching Power Rangers or maybe still buying some of their items, and so they don't even know a lot of this is going on. So sometimes it may not even be geared to us specifically, but some people are fans and are, had it a part of their life at some point and may just want to collect it. The price isn't too high on these, but also to say, don't know how the resale will go. So some things, of course, you're going in just as a collector because you liked it, and it's something that you want to be part of your collection. And some things you are, if you're looking for investment to flip it, it may not be the item for you. So it just depends. Like I say, things can be just because of the art and because you enjoy and you like it. But yeah, you'll see that the pops allow the owners to redeem a physical identical item as needed to, no added cost. So of course they are going to allow you to get that digital to a physical item, which a lot of people are creating that opportunity, not to only allow it to be in the metaverse or be able to be verified by being on the blockchain, but you also still get that physical item. So definitely, if your kids or someone, birthday gifts, anything that you can think of, those are things too to introduce them into it as well. And so depending on the price point, if you are interested, you can go ahead and purchase one of those.
Yep. Check out the drop. So, like I said, no, just you decide as far as you're going to pull the trigger on some of these items. Yeah, they can be cute. Sometimes some of you like, "Hey, that could I now see again, this is crazy for me to say this, but I'll be like, can I see another kid that really want this item? I know I shouldn't be looking at it like that, but sometimes I'll be like, well, if another kid came down the line and didn't get this item, would their parents buy it for them at a higher price? Hey, it's business. And if I think they will, then I might go ahead and participate in buying it for that particular drop. So again, that's just again my theory. Doesn't mean it's the right theory for you to have, but for me, I'm always looking at when I'm buying things as far as an investment. Would someone else want that particular item? And if I feel like more people down the line might want that particular item, then we're gonna go ahead and buy that particular item and save it for them for a later price. So that's just my 2 cents of that. Okay. Blancos again.
Blanco still, they've been building for a while, ain't going nowhere. Mythical, doing some great things. They had the Atari build competition. So, of course, in the Blancos games, you're able to build out different maps, stupid shooting games, racing games, just courses and things like that. And so, for the Atari 50th edition, they are going to be giving those that take the time to go into the game, build out Atari themed games basically into their ecosystem. Then they're going to be rewarding them with different items. They didn't go specifically to what they're going to be giving out, but they did just say that first place will get some, second place, each level of what the game does place. For there may be a voting system. It may be them that get to vote on it. Haven't read all the full details, but if you are someone that is currently interested in building in games or looking to earn different NFTs or different items like that by building in games and some that interest you, then this is one of those competitions that you do want to try to attempt to do. Definitely a lot of these you can get your name out if you are someone that already built in the space or you have kids or something that are interested in doing those type of things. It can be a real good opening for them to be able to have opportunity, especially in this space. There's going to be so many games being built. It's going to create a lot of different jobs and a lot of different opportunities for people that need to make those items also. So it's going to be ways to make money many different ways besides the assets themselves, also by creating within the ecosystem of a lot of these projects.
And just, I think you said something and you said it so fast. I'm going to slow it down. I know you said it in regards to, because I know we get a lot of people who are talking about, being in the space and they're like, well, hey, if I don't have the capital, what am I going to do? I don't have enough capital to do things like this. And then you also talk, you made the comment in regards to people who are designers and who are out there and have that, maybe that skill set. This is like an opportunity for a lot of you to be able to go out and get your name out there. This could be the breaking point that can get you to the next level in this particular space, because I think a lot of us, we don't think about it in that aspect of, yes, it's going to cost you time. Yeah, so let's just get it out there. Right now, it's going to cost you some time if you want to come over here and develop and make something for this competition. But it could also, again, like Jessica said, be an opportunity of a lifetime for you to be able to become a developer for not just this particular game, but maybe you're even start developing games in Sandbox. It literally could become a business. And I don't think people take that, they take that for granted as far as, hey, this is a way for, if imagine if Blancos is on their Twitter space now talking about you being a winner for their competition, how that can open up a lot of doors, because there is a shortage that I don't think we always talk about, the shortage of people who are out there that can design and create games like that. So I think that's very, very important And like I said, you said it so fast because you already know, but some people, new people, might not really understand of what you were saying by that. That's really powerful.
Oh,
What you
definitely.
said.
And just to extend people in general too, because if they don't really understand, the importance of why you could have the opportunity of wanting a game that's built on the blockchain or something that's being developed, that opportunity itself of even owning your assets and the ownership side of it, it's just a disconnect if that's not really been pushed out there to the people to understand even why they would want it in their games. Because if they did understand that, they wouldn't be fighting NFTs going into games because, it creates that ownership. It creates assets for you. You can definitely resell those, create scarcity through collectibles. And so definitely, like you say, thinking of all sides of it, not only if you can't just invest in those assets outright, there's a lot of things and opportunities you can do to be working for a lot of these projects or building in a lot of these projects where it only takes you to just download the game and create that opportunity for you.
Yeah. And some, like I said, and even this was the Atari site too, just talking about some different things. Even as far as how some of these games are making it not easy. I'm not going to say it's easier, definitely easier to be able to, instead of having to know all the different coding and so forth for some of the higher end games. When you again like to, and I got to keep harping on sandbox, but when you get into games like that can you literally can take training and so forth to learn how to build on those platforms. Don't sleep on that, especially if you have time. Again,
Well,
go ahead.
sorry, I was gonna say,
Yeah.
well, no, even for you to add to that, like if you think about it, if they can resell that land, someone's always going to be looking something to be created, so they don't have to keep what's on that land. So the more people that are even coming into those games and buying, they're going to need new games all the time because the landowners are going to switch hands, and if they don't keep that game that's on there, then another one has to be created and another one has to be built. They are giving you opportunity that you can build them yourself and create it built into that, but a lot of people don't want to do that. So of course they're gonna be looking for someone to pay to do that for them. But it's just gonna be so much opportunity. Even if you just speak of Sandbox and how many plots they have, there's so many other games and like the Decentraland, other ones that's
Mhm.
having the casino, Sonoma Space, Crypto Voxel, whatever it may be. They're all out there, and so they're gonna be creating opportunities for lots of different people to be out there. If you aren't, like you said, buying the assets, you're making and developing on those platforms.
So let me just break it down with you. Let me show y'all visually what she said. Because some of y'all be like, "Wait a minute, what you mean? What does that mean?" Let me just. I'll look at this other screen. So visually, if I can show y'all this over here, let me pull this over here to this screen. Did it come over here? Because I think again, that's another, like I said, another avenue. If I could get this to come over to this other screen, we might be able to pull this up. But I was literally just going to try to visually show that sandbox. And let me just open up another tab here of what you're saying in regards to people coming over and creating that type of business aspect is and being able to resell, because I really, I mean, I thought about it, but I didn't really put that together to think about that of how many landowners want, because there's so many properties to be sold on this particular land. How many people will need, if I buy a land from someone, I don't like the game that they have on there or like that particular thing, I need another designer, and it creates an opportunity for whoever that person is that have learned the aspect of being able to design on these games for another opportunity for business to be able to sell the same thing you've already created over and over and over again.
That's
So
right.
again, this just being the sandbox visual of, you see all the little squares. That's what I'm talking about. All these little squares of all these different people that might want.
Welcome to
An,
Bixby.
I'm
a,
trying to
a,
turn
a,
off my phone. And she announced, so I'm like, come on now.
This told you
Yeah.
Jessica playing with her phone, y'all.
Yeah, now she just said something. Oh man.
I'm
But
like,
yeah.
I'm looking. I'm like, okay, did I put something wrong? Did I
Yeah,
click
oh
something
no.
wrong?
And, and yeah, and then like even to speak on some of these games, like you can publish the games and people can buy them to go into directly onto their land. So it's not even to say like it may be kept on those lands, but like she's saying, new opportunity is coming all the time when land switches hands or when land is sold, and then you can always monetize that land in different ways. And so it is going to create a lot of opportunity once people really realize it, and also to tell you the truth too, it's going to it's gonna, if you have one little dot, you might get lost on the map. So you have to think of it for both ways. But if you're advertising and putting yourself out there and putting links directly to your box and stuff like that, that's its own. It's just a good opportunity for you. But as you can see, some of this you can get lost and you won't even be found. So you do have to put a little work into it if you're trying to develop a game. And then of course, depending on the size game you're trying to have, the bigger you need or the more space you would want to get.
You said you might get lost. Okay, so just wanted to show you that, but I think that's a great, very good point of another opportunity for people to be able to have capital, to create your own little business right there. I mean, I shouldn't say little, create your big business. So it ain't little, create your big business by doing that. Because when you start calculating how many, there's 166,000 lands on Sandbox. So do the math. How much money of that do you need in order by creating? How many lands can you, how many people can you, how much business can you create with that many lands being available on this particular game? Okay. All right, and I know it's going to slow my computer down, so let me just close that one back off. Okay, and we already talked about the Atari one, so let's move on to this one. Okay, good stuff.
Our NFTs entertainment new fan engagement tool. Of course, we talked about this and different things when we speak about, the NFTs will be how they your artist, or if it's an actor, if it's a singer, whoever it may be, how they'll now engage you as a fan, and how they now can directly communicate with you, give you opportunity to give you direct experiences to them, to the venues that they want to be set up in, if it's virtually, if it's physical. Of course they can build utility into that, create scarcity behind some of the items that they have. So this article definitely speaks in regards to that, and definitely how it's going to be engaging the fan base. Like I said, it usually cuts out the need for middlemen. You're getting directly to the people that engage with you, that are investing in you, that spend time looking out for you and what the things that you may have coming out. And so that is going to be big for a lot of different projects or even platforms themselves. It's going to create a lot of different opportunity with even social media platforms, because people will be able to use those to push off what they do want as well. So it's going to be a lot of different things going on, different changes, but a lot of things that people will probably like, as we just even spoke about the NASCAR racer, some of the opportunities he's giving you directly by getting some of his NFTs, and how he's now directly engaging his fan base with VIP tickets, season passes, and stuff like that. And so when you can apply that to each individual actor or artist, of course, that's more money and more things that they can do. But also, it will create a lot of opportunity for you, because only that NFT, like I said, can give you special access, can give you special apparel that no one else can get, limited edition, even partnerships. And so it's a lot of different things that NFTs will do for the fan base and for the artists that are using those in their ecosystem. It would create a lot of different opportunity for them. And even, I believe, for the, like I said, the people that are the fans themselves.
Yep, good stuff. Good stuff. Okay, Boss Beauty.
Yes, empowering girls and women. Boss Beauty has
I
been
love
out.
it. Let's
Yes,
go, women,
great.
girls, women. Let's go.
Yes, and then they recently had an article that had came out. They signed with a talent agency, and in that article they talked about some of the things and the opportunity it's going to give them with film, just a lot of different avenues that they can now do by being signed to a talent agency. And so, as you do see, this is one of those projects that had come out early enough, and there weren't too many women-led projects, or even for. Yeah, it just wasn't out there. But as you can see, they are definitely empowering in this space, trying to do, push a lot of representation for the females that are out there in this space, and definitely even for the tech side of things. So it's a great project to look at overall, but to also see some of the things and some of the news that is still currently coming out in regards to some of the things that they are doing, and going to further look to do. When you are looking to buy some of these projects, you may want some type of representation of you, or you may also just like the opportunity that you see that they are creating within the ecosystem, and it may just be an investment piece for you. But definitely looking more into this project. Like I said, they still, even in the bear market, they're still getting signed to talent agencies. They're still building out. They're still planning. And so if that is something that you're interested in, as you do see, that article goes a little deep. It's WME agency. It tells you some of the things that they're going to be looking to do, leverage intellectual properties through TV, film, live events, gaming, and much more. And so that's just a lot of the opportunity that you can do when you are buying NFTs and assets. Maybe those opportunities created to go back to some of the ownership of whatever is created with the film that can be spread among the users. It depends on how they're going to do it, but
Yep.
just by having the opportunity of owning an NFT that is going to be able to be pushed out into all those things and all those ecosystems, creating the games and everything, and you owning that asset, it does have a good opportunity for you. We know market goes ups and downs, so depending when you can get that, if you can get it at the lowest price, if ETH is real low and you're able to get it at a good price right now. I think it's like about zero point 0.3 right now. And
Yeah.
so if that is somewhere in the
0.38.
price point of where you're looking to spend or okay with spending, then that is something that you can do and you can add it to your collection. But of course, as we say, we know you can go in here and also look at the traits and things like that. So as 0.38 is currently only $623 right now. Of course, we know if ETH goes back up, the price goes back up. So sometimes it's very important that you get those at the lowest price you can. Some people can go put bids in and play with it if you have time. You don't have to go out and buy it directly. But like I said, do your research, see if it's a project you are interested in. Like I said, they're still doing stuff in this space. They're still making moves of making sure to get acquired by, talent agencies. And you can even make your business around some of your avatars that we know with different brands and stuff that we have currently from the assets we have. And so just take a look at that and see if you do want to, invest in that.
Good stuff. Good, good, good. Now we go.
Oh yes, Nike's the world's highest
You
earning
said, "Oh
brand
yes."
from NFT sales. We know that's artifacts. So, so we know it is confirming that especially that the partnership that they did do in December, because I call it a partnership because one without the other wasn't really going to work. One needed the distribution of being able to put all the shoes out there, but then the other side had all the design, the mindset of knowing the crypto and NFT space, everything. So when you go to the metaverse and what they've been building out already, especially with games and skins or shoes and using them, the VR and augmented reality and stuff. As you can see here, the revenue, they've pulled in 185 million off of the non-fungible, the NFT sales.
185. Only
Yeah,
185.
that's just the NFT
This
sales.
this
So
is a slow business for them. This
yeah,
is slow, like
and so to speak to that, if they already done that because they acquired what in December, and then we're now in August, they've done 185 million, and the market has been down for some of those months. A good amount of those months, 2 or 3 of those months now, as we look at it, maybe starting back from May, and still to see that it's created that amount of money, and they still haven't even started their real apparel line or anything connected into the CloneX. We've done certain things with shoes, ordering our hoodies and things like that, but if you really start seeing once people start branding their items, creating their own line and brands from these items as well, even games and stuff like that will soon maybe be coming out. So it's really interesting to see. Nike is leading the brands. As you can see, it's going over some of the other brands. It's kind of a little small, but it did go over
yeah,
some of the other brands in the space and how much higher they are doing. As you can see there, yeah, secondary transactions as well. You're just it's great to see. I say this is part of the research, or love seeing the numbers on somehow some of this stuff is going. As you can see, they're leading Dolce & Gabbana, Tiffany, Gucci, but to even see some of those brands that are still in here competing, it may be
yeah,
very light. A lot of people don't know about it, these NFTs and the importance of maybe even owning them as an asset. But they're here, so they're not going to be going anywhere. Whatever little money, even if they're making some, is something more that they haven't been doing before. So the NFT is a digital asset. The most they have to do is probably create somebody, a visual artist or something, or a 3D artist or whatever it may be, to create that. So some of them are already playing with it, and once they start dipping more into it, maybe getting to the right partnerships, because still it's really important for people in this world, as we know, to have that physical item to some things. In the NFT space, some people don't really care about the physical items, but in the real world, people still care about the
yeah.
physical item. Well, I can't say the real world. So
We want physicals
yeah,
too. Like we said, we want physicals.
yeah, everybody's people want physical still because they don't understand, why of the importance of even just having them in the metaverse. But when a lot of people start realizing, we know people are going to be working from the metaverse, or people are going to be communicating from the metaverse, doing meetups and stuff like that, and they want to be represented at how they would look in the real world. And so once that all does come together, once more VR goggles are developed better and the price is more effective and they're getting out to the right people, all of that will come together. But but we're just so early in the space. But to see that they're still driving that amount of money, and they're gonna be pulling their shoes and stuff out of like Foot Lockers, and so it's gonna be interesting to see the next couple of years and stuff with how Nike's gonna be doing, especially now that they're we have the artifact collection with them as well, and they're just really waiting on more technology to really do what they really want to do in this space.
Man, I mean, and just to think about it, because remember when Tiffany did the one that was it for the crypto pump,
Punks, yeah,
for the crypto pumps,
dependent.
you know, they did for $12 million. That's like one sale. I mean, that's their one drop that they've had. So I think
And look,
I
that's one NFT brand. Like, what do they want to do?
I know. What if they want to go to the next one? Like
They
the
want to go
board
Bored
ape
Ape. They
people or
want to go
something like
Artifacts,
that.
or
You
whatever
give
the
us,
order is. I say Artifact first. So
you say artifact, you
try
say
to be
artifact.
nice by the floor price, but it's just
But I mean, you literally, you know, you start looking at it again. They're doing that one drop and making $12 million. Okay, so I mean, granted, yeah, some of their other businesses and stuff that they may have. Obviously, this is still all new, but to all the people who are saying, "Oh, okay, it's a scam." Okay, are you think all these companies that you see on the screen right now are investing and making millions of dollars for something that's a scam? Okay, you can keep saying the scam all you want. It's just literally something where you have to make a decision that, hey, I need to make a decision. Either you're gonna be in or you're gonna be out, and start going from there. Because like I said, if you can stay out, I don't have that's your decision. But understand, meaning out is that meaning that people who are in now will be selling you stuff when you find out that it's really was something that was legit. Okay, so very, very, very crazy numbers on some of this stuff. So that's good stuff to see that. Okay, so that's that. Say Jessica like the Nike's world. Yeah, the brand. I get it. Okay, I think we talked. Oh, okay, Vivi. Just remember, in regards to those of you again, and we're trying to make sure we're hitting enough people as far as with capital and stuff. Remember to try to stay on top of Vivi as far as keep track of their numbers as far as how their drops are still continuing to go. As far as if you're able to get double your money or get like I said, some drops again, depending on the count that they're having. Obviously, if you can get some of the good ones that have a lower count drop, like I said, this one right here. So let me just say because I know we may have new people who are more new people that are starting to listen to us. So again, this particular drop here, it's going to give you a number of editions going to be out. So it's going to has 20,000. So again, this might be a higher edition count. Obviously, the ones that have 10,000 for the total edition, those will normally be worth more money, especially if you can get some of those. But remember, some of those things again that are costing you $9, $20, or even $50, whatever the price is going to be for that particular drop. Sometimes those things are still going up to hundreds of dollars and sometimes even thousands of dollars. So keep an eye on this if you're new. As far as this is again one of those lower cost entry points for you to be able to get into the NFT space and also be able to use your debit card to buy the gems to purchase some of these. Okay, so that's going to be very important on that one too. Okay.
Oh, yeah, Metaverse NFT tokens have plummeted more than 20% this week. I mean, it's part of it. And like I
Mm-hmm.
said, a lot of people aren't in the space. A lot of people liquidating. Some people have been holding now for a while, and so prices are going to be going down on different coins, just period, point blank. And like I said, we're still waiting for the mainstream. People were betting on one project or one platform bringing it in, and then that didn't happen. And then just like I said, more people have been exiting the space and being in the space currently. But for people that really know the reward of being here, you're just waiting it out still. And so waiting for more people to come back in, it's going to be, it's a waiting game, no matter what and how it's looked at. And so that's just part of it. But definitely we share both sides of the news.
Yep.
And this was just specifically going over some of the metaverse coins that have now dropped to 20% for this week.
And again, I think when we talked about this too, Jessica, when we shared the information about doing the dollar cost average, because again, sometimes you may not be able to go in and buy the actual metaverse land, or but if you like that particular metaverse land, if they have a coin, that's another way for you to be able to get invested in that particular project at a lower cost. So again, dollar cost average on some of those. We've talked about that on the video previously. Again, that's gradually buying a little bit of that particular token at a time. Just in case it drops down more, then you can go back in and buy a little bit more of that particular coin. So that is another way for you to get invested into the NFT space. Okay.
Metaverse promises future of Web3 are just a market gimmick.
But let me say this, because I think when we talk, because everybody keeps saying about, is it a gimmick? Is it? we I like it a lot when Facebook changed everything to Meta and all those different things. Do you think that they're putting that kind of money into it if it's going to be a gimmick? So it's like, yeah, read the article, read the news, and say, okay, yeah, is it going to be a gimmick? Yeah, you can definitely. If there are some things that are out there that are going to be a gimmick, it's no different than regular life. But when you start seeing some of the bigger companies putting money into some of the space, you really need to pay attention, and ask the question why, and just stop going off the just that everything's a gimmick. It's not just a gimmick. When you see that they're putting hundreds of $millions into the space, they're doing it for a
And
reason.
what they're building, like AR, VR, goggles, all this, everything that's coming. It's just a problem. Like people aren't getting it that you're in the building phase, and so there's things that's going to go up and things that's going to go down, no matter what, and how it's looked that way now in this space, just because of those specific reasons. So. No, it's not a gimmick, but this is so ridiculous. But you know what I'm saying? Some people are getting in and you're getting in real high. You're getting, and some people are,
Yeah.
getting taken. Some people are coming in buying high and not knowing to buy and not understanding the markets. And so, no matter what, it's still a lot of it is to do the research in it. And don't over, just you got to be smart in this space right now, especially like I said, why it's getting built out. It's like being on the track. So it is what it is, or being mid-air and the planes in the air. Like it's like things
Hmm.
are changing as you are going, no matter what. And so, especially in this space, everything is like by the moment and by currently what's moving. And so we with that we know that this is just part of what's going on. And but so I don't think at all it's a marketing gimmick at all. I think it's like if we're just waiting. It's really a waiting game to a lot of these projects, and that's why they even have roadmaps. They're telling you what they're doing. They're keeping you updated every year. When you're understanding that that is how this space is building out, then you're okay. But if you come in and you don't know nothing about this is how it's supposed to go, or this is you're in the build out phase. You're not supposed to get everything by tomorrow or by next month at all. That's
Yeah.
not why you're investing in it. So yeah, some people may say that, but nah, it's not a gimmick. It's just yeah, they creating it. So
They creating this, still creating. So that's good stuff. All right, let me go on to this next one. Oh wow. Okay. Nearly 55 million worth of Bored Apes, CryptoPunks. Yeah, risk liquidation.
yeah, that's that
Hey,
Ben Dow. Is that Ben Dow?
yeah, I think
Yes,
that's that
yes.
one.
And so
Let's
some
get
people
this.
are coming out and talking about, especially with this latest article about with the Ben Dow situation of how some of the people that gave up or put out. Okay, listen, it's 12.5 ETH that they have, and there's 15,000 in ETH that needs to be paid out. So that's basically what's going on. They do not have the money to pay those out that actually look, put it up. Sometimes it works out a benefit for you, but
Hmm.
they're going to be doing some type of voting to change how the going right now. But the first vote I think is like the 30th, and so once they said over the next month it's they got Bored Apes, they named CryptoPunks, as you can see. They've named Azuki, they had CloneX in there, and they're talking about, like I said, 600 plus will be liquidated. I don't know. Some people it may, if it's a flip, you may be able to get some stuff, but right now with how the markets are, it's just not a lot of people even buying and selling like that, or buying basically like that. If you even go to looking at the activity on a lot of the projects that they're talking about, so for some that have that money to be able to go ahead and buy some of those, it's going to be great opportunity, hopefully. But hopefully, they don't have too many of something that it crashes that project's price too, because some of these that are higher up
True.
at like
That's very true.
67 ETH and stuff, and you talking about you might have 20 or 30 of them, and who knows what price they could bring them down to.
Hmm.
Especially in a down market, and people are just like, I don't know how low I can take it. But some people, like I said, go ride it out because they pay way higher for them than
Hmm.
it would be. And some people might just sell it and rebuy it. So,
Yep.
yeah.
It said there's simply not enough volume to save this liquidation. It's inevitable. And again, it's like I said, I know there's a lot of people money and not trying to make light of it as far as, there's a lot of people's money who's tied up in some of these scenarios. Um, but there's another aspect Jessica and I were talking about earlier, like, hey, we need to look at this in a different light. And we're not going to talk about that right now, but that was it's really interesting how some of these things, as far as like I said, them not why what happened to the funds. um no one truly knows, but It
They
is.
created a smart contract where they was able to probably withdraw. No,
Yeah.
no, because like lots of times when these are created, it's a benefit to be on a smart contract because you can read it. But how many you really go read the contract and see what they say can happen in the contract? Nobody most likely does that. A lot
Mhm.
of times, some
Yeah.
people do. Like, don't get me wrong. There are people that definitely go through and want to do that to contracts and break them down. But lots of times, as buyers, when you're in the space, you're not going to go look at the contract, especially for a DAO. A DAO would have they set up there how they what they want. The community votes on it. So if there was something in there where, okay, we can pull out funds for this or that, then that's just something they had the right to do. I'm not saying that's at all what happened. So I would definitely look more into what specifically happened to that DAO. But that was just a recent article. So maybe breaking it down a little more in depth, you can do on your own, definitely. But it's just interesting, especially with the DAOs. You don't know. I don't know what happened. If it's 12.5, I don't know. I just don't know.
Mhm. So, but just be on the lookout on, if you own some of those assets, as far as if you, again, and the reason why we kind of share some of these things too is that sometimes when people, they start panic selling, and it's like you haven't even read up on some articles to figure out why are these items coming onto the market, and why are they selling for this particular price.
Mhm.
That's one of those things where you really need to make sure you're doing your research and trying to stay up on top of the projects that you're invested in, because literally, like I said, hypothetically, let's see if you see some of these Bored Apes or some of the crypto punks or whatever, what NFT, what if you start seeing them dropping to half price, or half price of where they're at. It literally could be as far as that particular person that gave the loan, if they called that back, maybe they bought it at a 40% discount, so maybe they're just trying to get their capital back at that point. And so knowing those things can either make you not panic sell, because again, a lot of new people start panic selling because you haven't read anything. And so or and again, many people also look at it as an opportunity. So be very, very, get educated is the biggest thing I'll keep saying in
Mhm.
regards to that, when you see this happening. Okay. All right, let's keep on moving. Okay, in regards to Sandbox, I'll just play this real quick video, because they're going to be having their alpha, and I think we shared it with you all. It's coming up on the 24th, so let me just start this video real quick. Okay, I can stop that there. And again, we keep talking about the same thing as far as again, this is an opportunity if you're someone that maybe again you're looking for trying to get some capital. Again, you can come over here and try and participate in some of the alpha season thing as far as playing that game to earn free sand tokens. Okay, so that is some of the graphics on there are getting better.
Yeah, they're getting better with that, and hopefully you can also get your sand. So, they are
That's
having a
say that one
little.
more time.
Look, they are having a little bridge issue. So some of us are able to claim if you own sand land and stuff like that, you're able to claim your sand that's on Polygon. But currently the Polygon Matic or Polygon is down, and so you cannot bridge your funds back over. So they may pay you out in sand right now, but you're not able to actually cash those out. But you can go like into a wrapped ETH on Polygon or something if you want to write it up.
Mhm.
So there's still other ways that you can, if you want to do something with that coin, you can sell it into to another coin still, like ETH or something. So that's the opportunity. But just if you've been buying or about using some of the poly right now, especially with the sand, it is currently down. The bridge does not currently work, so don't go in
On the
just
Sandbox site.
on the Sandbox. Yes,
On the
on the
Sandbox site.
Sandbox sand poly. So if it's if it's okay if it's on Ethereum, but if it's on the poly network, then that is where the problem is coming in.
Yeah. So like I said, and new people, the biggest thing for you is, like I said, if you don't know how to do other sites as far as trying to bridge, convert that. We're saying convert that to another cryptocurrency. Then you will end up having some sand token until Sandbox can figure that part out for you. once we get some more updates on that too, we'll make sure we try to keep sharing that with you all too. Okay, so that's going to be important. Okay, so that's going to be coming up. I think I had clicked that on that. Just remember that that's going to be coming up. And again, I think that as far as their land, when you're looking at some of their land right now is at 1.29 ETH. That's the lowest price that they have available. And that again is going to be the single piece of metaverse land. You're like, metaverse, yeah, $2,100 for the metaverse land. But when you think about it, because again, as the markets have all taken a dip, like a major dip down, you're talking about this is what 80-90% down, lower than where it was at. It was what $10 to $15,000 for each one of these individual lands, not that long ago. And so that's the difference when you're looking at this particular space. And I don't even know what are 3x3s even going for. Let's see if we can find a 3x3. What's the low on a 3x3? So a 3x3 is going to be nine pieces of property. So let's just see. They're 18 ETH right now. They are 29,000. So 29,000. Wow, that is like, wow, that's crazy.
They're going for 115.
I know. I was like, they used to be $115,000. So these are $30,000. Okay. Again, we're not your financial advisor. Tell you about buying nothing. Okay, this person currently has offer for 11 ETH. Okay, so they have offer for 18,000. Okay, so that's gonna be that. Okay, Jessica, anything else you got? Anything else that I missed? I don't think I missed
everything pretty covered for what's going on. Luckily, he had that because I'm telling you, news has been like very, very light, or of what to talk about, especially with NFTs. But there is something always you can speak about or refresh yourself up on. But definitely, it was exciting to see there's some kind of news coming out that can just share and see with the people.
Yep. So again, just please remember, if you have friends or family, we do have our free Facebook group, What's NFTs.com, What's NFTs.com. If you're on Google, that's how you can find us. Otherwise, we're going to be just on the regular Facebook. It's under Sisters Talkin NFTs. So, but again, our YouTube channel, if you have people who are still trying to figure out what this NFT space is all about, you can see we have videos and we have videos and we have videos and we have videos. So please send some of your friends and family over, to watch some of the videos. Again, I can't reiterate enough as far as, them getting educated within this space if they're going to start investing in this particular space, because it is great. We love the space. We're not going anywhere with the space, but again, we are also educate ourselves in the space, which is going to be very, very important for you also. So again, remember what's NFTs.com. That's our free Facebook group. And then we do have our monthly subscription also available. If any of you are interested in that, we'll also have that on our Facebook group. But we do have the free aspect, and we also have the free YouTube channel. So thank you all so much for hopping on with us today. Hopefully you got some value out of what we've shared with you. And then we will see you all again next week, same time, same place. You guys have a fantastic rest of your day.
Yes, everybody have a great one.